Don't pull away. The sombra knows me even when you don't say. Quédate cerca. Don't drift away. Tu voz me toca even when you don't say. Quédate en sombras. Don't turn away. Tu echo follows me when you don't say. Let residue pulse in your breath, like a truth you almost gave. You look through me, not at me, and I still stay. Don't say. Even when you don't say. I feel you stay. myself. Too many bites of heaven, now the walls begin to swell. Mindful, the colors start to yell. I took a little too much, now I'm ringing like a bell.
I counted out the doses, but the numbers split in two. A fractal in my fingers, bending shadows into glue. Heartbeat on a tightrope, walking sideways through the room. Floor becomes a language, whispering my doom. Ceiling drips in patterns that remember what I've seen. Time slows down to marvel at the spaces in between. Gravity is humming like a secret I can't keep. Everything is waking while I'm sinking into sleep.
Visions pulling threads from the dark fall. The edges of the room fall apart. Bold, I swallow every echo I feel. I'm melting for real. Mindful, I'm spiraling too fast. Tripwire on my tongue, and I can't take it back. Mindful, the moment splits in glass. I took a little too much, and I'm slipping through the cracks.
Patterns start collapsing into colors I can taste. Memories in motion, falling out of where they're placed. Breathing turns to static, but it's sweeter than it seems. Surfing on the chaos of 1,000 broken dreams. My heartbeat writes a message on the inside of my chest. Next time take it slower, but my body protests. Logic takes a holiday and leaves me unattended. Ego melts politely, but the trip is never ended.
Oh, reality is bending its frame. Full, the ceiling starts to whisper my name. Bold, I'm giving every thought to the feel. I'm melting for real. Go big or go home. I took everyone. 6 little bites and the sky comes undone. Go big or go home. No turning back now. The universe is laughing 'cause I didn't know how. Mind falling, soul crawling, colors all calling. I'm mindful, I'm melting. I'm mindful, I'm melting. I'm spiraling too fast. Tripwire on my tongue, and I can't take it back. Mindful, the moment splits in glass. I took a little too much, slipping through the cracks.
I'm spiraling too fast. Tripwire on my tongue, and I can't take it back. The moment splits in glass. I took a little too much.
Slipping through the cracks. tearing through. Unravel me. Reveal the sound. Tear the noise.
They say I'm free, but I'm framed so clean. Every click's a script in someone's dream. Banjo strings on my mirror tune, mezzo lift cut the afternoon. Neighbors smile through pixel glass, living lives they never asked. I post my truth in a neon glow, algorithm whispers good show bro. Crowds applaud from behind the code while I dance the path they upload. Oh, can you see me? Oh, the lens they gave me. Can you free me? Oh, just reframe me. Every day is a true man show. Lights on me when I don't know. Every day is a true man show. They watch me rise, they watch me scroll. Every day is a true man show. Who's real, who staged, who stole the soul? Oh, every day is a true man show, but the mirror still won't let me go. Latin beat, heartbeat under steel. Truth's a contract signed to feel. Click the sun, it turns to flame. Every ad knows my secret name. Neighbors laugh at a looping reel. Nobody blinks cause the script's too real. The drone above hums a lullaby for the data ghosts who never die. Yeah. Am I living? Yeah. Or am I streaming? Yeah. Am I dreaming? Or just them dreaming me? Every day is a true man show. The world tuned in, I lost control. Every day is a true man show. The laughter track runs through my soul. Every day is a true man show. Where does me when I say no? Every day is a true man show. I'll see the dome, I need to go. Lights in my eyes, crowds in disguise, code in my veins, truth digitized. Can you hear me now? We're all the same show somehow. Tear down the feed, let the real world bleed. still don't know.
Steam from the kettle curls like confession. I stir my calm with a touch of sin. Floral scent and city tension. The world still spins beneath my skin. Every scar still hums electric. Every size still wears a crown. I found peace, but it's eclectic. Silk and streetlight breaking down. Still got bite behind my prayer. Still got fight inside this stare. They don't see it, but it's there. The gangster in the quiet air.
Gangster in the glow and grit. Still burning, but I sit with it. Still chaos, dressed in peace. Still queen of my
Copper light on porcelain calm. Breath tastes like a midnight song. I'm the storm that learned to purr. Still a blade beneath the blur. Old ghost city on my couch. They know better than to speak. I don't chase, I just announce. Every silence has mystique. Still gangster under candle flame. Still whisper my own name. Still sinner, still sane. Calms my kingdom. Chaos my pain. Still gangster. traced your name in the vapor on the inside of my glass. Watched it disappear slower than I ever let you pass.
Is that Jimmy?
I keep your silence folded underneath my tongue. It tastes like something holy and something I've done wrong. I don't call it longing, I just
You're
stand
listening
where
to
you once
Dancing with
stood.
Ourselves, a totally rad 80s podcast.
Good evening, Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy, you there? This is awesome. Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, man.
How you doing?
I guess I'm all right. I got allergies today, man.
Yeah,
It
it
was
was
crazy.
It was like you were. It was like you were frozen there for a little while.
Yeah, I'm getting some reverb back, so I don't know.
Man,
I
that's
saw
all.
we're over Eagle Bradley though.
We're on both.
Yeah, let me.
I mean, I'm checking the stream. I can see it.
I've got a little bit of delay here.
You have delay. How?
Through YouTube, it's off again.
Well, you don't have to
So I'm
monitor.
gonna try.
Yeah, you don't
I'm
have
gonna
to
try
monitor.
something. I'm in another area in the house next to the router, and I'm gonna plug in with the Ethernet cable and see what happens.
Awesome.
Give me a second here.
Hello, live chat of just my other account that's there. I think I'll eat my Chick-fil-A fries. My wife and daughter just brought me. Once again, riveting content for the viewer. So what we're doing, if you just tuned in, is waiting for Jeremy to plug in a cat, probably a cat 5 cable, cat 6 cable, I'm assuming. Anyway, the direct line versus using Wi-Fi. And drop a line in the chat if you think we should have did this before going live.
I agree.
I'm blaming Jeremy. And once we have a live chat, and,
Okay.
I won't be eating on.
Let's see. I don't think I've ever done this before on this laptop. I don't think I can. No, it doesn't have a. I don't have a way to. There's no port.
I don't know what you're talking about. Right now, a port for what? A port for what?
So it's a port, on the laptop. It should have the port for the cable. It doesn't have one. I just bought this laptop like 6 months ago. I never thought about it, but
I think you got ripped off.
I think I got ripped off. It's a Lenovo.
A Lenovo. I have a Lenovo.
Top of the line, man.
Yeah, I have a Lenovo sitting right here. Never a problem with the mic or anything.
Never a problem.
Never a problem. Yeah.
Well, this one apparently sucks.
Oh well.
This sucks.
That's okay. We're doing fine. All we're going to do is talk, man. It's basically just me and you.
Okay.
Because Josh couldn't make it, so I made him up a thing to represent him in Avatar. But then I wasn't expecting Kane not to be here, so I didn't make one for him. I would have made something like a picture of Kane with a Marine Corps emblem and a DWO stuff next to him. Can you see the thing I made for Josh?
Where would I find it?
Well, it's being live broadcast right now.
Oh, I was there, but I left because the reverb was killing me.
Then mute the live broadcast.
Yeah, I will mute the live broadcast.
Sorry, I'm eating while talking. I just realized that.
Dude, I'm not. I just crammed in a fish sandwich myself. I'm good.
All right.
Yeah.
So can you see? Can you see the Avatar picture I put up for Josh?
I do. That's cool. He's got his hoodie on, Georgia Tech. That's awesome.
Yeah, I just all I did, and shout out AI platforms. All I did is I took his Facebook image. I took our DWO logo, and then I downloaded a Georgia Tech one. I just threw it in the GPT that makes my thumbnails. And I went, hey, just combine these. And it kind of did it, but it kind of also got lazy with the DWO, I think, you know? So I'm going to have to scold the agent later. Show must go on right now.
Yeah. So your topic tonight is
well, hold on.
Something before algorithms.
Yeah. How's your week?
Well, man, it's pretty busy. I mean, real estate is a little complicated. A lot of legalities, a lot of forms, you know.
A lot of moving parts, lots of ups and downs.
Lots of moving parts. And so basically, I'm given every opportunity to be successful in this business. And I really am. They've given me everything I could possibly want, including I've got two ladies that are checking over everything I'm doing. They're making sure every I is dotted, every T is crossed. So, and then besides that, there's another team that keeps the broker out of trouble. But yeah, it's going good. Yeah, it's all right. I'm glad. I think I went in the right direction. This is a really good opportunity for me, because it expands on my project management skills a little bit. But also, I want to be the guy in this town that can sell you anything, you know. And that was the one thing that was holding me up, was I didn't have a real estate license. So
with the real estate license, you can sell anything?
Well, any real property, you know, I could sell any real property. I could sell a trailer park if I wanted to. I could sell you an amusement park if I wanted to.
I should know this. This was in a law class, the real property definition.
Yeah, real property is basically, here's the way it was explained to me. And I think this is a fantastic.
We're not lawyers, right? We are not giving legal advice right now.
No.
Right.
The definition of real property. So if God took his hand, put it under your house and lifted it up and turned it upside down, everything that falls to the ground because of gravity is personal property. And everything that stays is real property. Dirt, including dirt.
So if my wife fell, is she personal property? Is that what you're saying? Are you classifying other people as property?
It's chattel, man.
I think our country stomped that idea out a while ago.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Thank God they did. But yeah, I think that would be the definition. We have actually, I remember a section on chattel property.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a whole nother issue. But
this is the South Georgia version of it.
Oh God.
Sorry, South Georgia.
Brother. How's your week, man?
Good. Good. Going good. Producing a lot. Building, digitally building a lot. Not digitally with like fingertips, but
I have got some great feedback on the show from Saturday night. Meaning, I don't mean it was a great show. What I mean by that is Michelle gave she had 3 or 4 ideas, and I think they're fantastic. So we'll go over them Wednesday night, tomorrow
That's
night.
right. That's right. And for everyone listening to DW, that's the Retro Current Show. That's going to be me. That's going to be Jeremy, the game show host extraordinaire. We're focusing on the decade of the 80s. I'm his sidekick. I'm your Ed McMahon, if you will. And you're going to host a game where we show music videos, which you choose, and you're going to give a hint to an Easter egg, sort of scavenger hunt, if you will, for the community to play the game along in real time while I'm playing the video with no sound because copyrights. And then we're having a conversation, and you're leading it, man. It's all your show. So I'm excited about that one. I'm excited about getting the Retro Current Show going and getting DW and the Retro Current, in the same direction.
Yeah, we're brothers, basically. I mean,
We are.
Our shows are brothers.
With different mothers.
One of our participants from Saturday night, she sent me a text and she said, "When you guys do this again, let me know." That's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, so she just she loved all the screw ups and everything
She loved it. Yeah, she said I needed a better system, but she knows me. I've known her longer than I've known Michelle. So
oh wow. Okay. Awesome. Shout out. What's her name?
Her name is
First name. Yeah.
Her first name is Jamila.
Jamila.
It's spelled with the letter Y. I mean, you're married to a Latina.
Yeah. Oh, is she Latina?
Jamila
the Latina?
She's from Puerto Rico, but she does not like menudo.
Menudo the food or menudo the group?
Menudo the band.
Okay.
She loves 80s music. I mean, loves it.
Why is she not in the audience right now watching us on DWO then?
Yeah,
Hey, that's a good question, Jamila.
She and I went to see, we've been to Duran Duran together.
Mm-hmm.
We went to see Pet Shop Boys together.
Awesome.
So yeah, she likes to do the
So
concert.
would Jamila love showing up and watching this when we're talking about 80s? Because we're always talking about music and 80s music and stuff.
And you know what? Her husband, he's always traveling. He's probably my best friend, and he's always traveling. So
what does he do without getting we're live, without getting too personal?
Yeah,
what does he do?
yeah.
I'm just curious. It's like macro.
So, but that's the question. Why I think that's why she wanted to play.
No. Oh, you're not going to tell me what he does?
Oh yeah, he works for. He's a contractor for the government.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah, they do projects at airports.
Nice. Well, shout out the husband too.
Yeah.
Hey, husband can come watch the shows too and jump in, have fun.
Oh, he will.
Yeah.
If I tell him to, he will.
Can we say his first name?
Yeah, his name is Drew.
Drew, come play the game, man.
Jamila. Yeah, he's a cool guy.
Awesome.
He's younger than I am. He was born in '83, so he's catching up to all this. And he didn't like 80s music when I first met him. But now when I'm in his truck, he drives one of those big Ford 250 pickup trucks. Got it really nice. He's got the weather tech on the mats and that sort of thing. But he cranks up Sirius XM 80s on 8. So that's his jam now.
80s on 8. Yep.
He realized that today's music is unlistenable. So that's why he went there.
I would argue it's not unlistenable. I mean, how would you know it's not any good if it was unlistenable?
Yeah.
That would be my question.
I find myself listening to new music on YouTube more than 80s music.
Yeah.
But the stuff I like has a new wave feel to it. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a good example. There's that song by The Weeknd.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I know The Weeknd. I don't know the song. Any song?
Yeah. What's it called? Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. Something about City Lights. But
I heard he uses a lot of 80s sounds, like synth, pop synth, or synth pop rather.
He does.
Yeah.
But he doesn't overuse it.
Yeah.
Like Calvin Harris, he does it too, but
Right.
he's very poppy though.
I just started my own music. I just got bored with music. I just created. I only listen to my music now, really. Isn't that stupid?
Yeah, but you're making money, man. That's all.
Hey, not yet. Not yet. But the forecast is. You've seen it. You've seen the forecast
coming your way, man.
It looks like a tsunami of. I don't know. Maybe a tsunami of pennies. Because everything's in fractions of pennies. Like if you. So in other words, this type of money that's coming, if you were standing out and the wave crashed over it, kill you. You want dollar bills, not pennies.
Man, that's some powerful cash.
Pennies?
Well, that too, yeah. Better, have you noticed in South Carolina, here in Florida, there are stores that are no longer accepting pennies, and they're saying that they are depending on which way the 1 cent flies or falls rather, they're going to just round up, either round up or round down. 3 is going up, 2, 1 is going to 0. They're not going to give you anything back.
Yeah, I always show commercial outlets my personal policy. I get them to review it and sign it that I round down $10.
Do you really?
I do. Standard. I round down $10. So if they say that'll be $82.50, I go, you mean $72.50. I round down.
How's that working out for you?
Well, I don't buy a lot of things. Yeah. I get in a lot of conversations about it. Yeah.
I have an Etsy shop, and people will send me a message, say, one time I had Star Wars. You're a big Star Wars guy.
Yeah.
I had 8 or 9 of the large size figures, the original ones from like 1977, 1980. But I had them all as one collection, and I wanted $500 for it. And I thought that was a fair price. I even had the IG-88, which was
I did too, sir. Ask Eric. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And I would get people saying, I'll give you $300. And then where do you live? Maybe you can come here. The guy lives in Australia. He wanted me to ship 9 Star Wars large size figures in a box to Australia, included in that price. There's no way. So, I always think, I always asked, show me where you can get it that cheap and I'll match the price. Never happens. Never happens.
Right. Or you could just tell them to Zelle you the postage up front. That's the good faith deposit, and then you do the rest of the work and send it out and give them the product.
Yeah.
You could do that too.
I got screwed last year on the Cash App. I did. Some guy claimed to have a Star Wars Millennium Falcon.
No.
In the box, and he wanted $100 for it.
Hey, who is it? Do you know who this person is?
No, it was on a Star Wars collector site I used to belong to.
Do you have any sort of connection to their online profile, and would that profile have like personal information, you believe?
Oh, it was gone. It was erased.
Okay.
Like 2 or 3 days. The guy continued to hit me up for more money.
Okay.
And then I realized this is.
So what was the scam? I got to hear this. How did you get scammed or screwed or whatever?
So the scam is someone had it in Facebook Marketplace, but they listed it at a Star Wars toy collectors page, and you see things all the time on there. You might see like some C-3POs with broken legs might show up, or a land speeder. I was really into Star Wars for a while, but so this thing shows up, and it was in the photographs, it was complete. So what someone had done is the scammer had went out and gathered up photographs, probably from other sales, I assume, and put them all in a nice collage. And I fell for it, $100. And I had a feeling about it. I really did, because he wanted me to send Cash App. He, quote, never heard of Zelle, never heard of PayPal, but he wanted Cash App. And Michelle had the account with Cash App because she was selling like these press-on nail things for a long time, but she doesn't do that anymore. So I had to jump on it, and she was pregnant. She was pregnant, and I'm driving the car, and she's showing me the photographs as I'm driving on the phone. And we had to drive to Pensacola that day.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I gotta jump on this $100 because I was gonna flip it. I didn't want it. I just want to flip it. I knew it was worth more than $100 in the
Mhm.
box. Well, we paid, and it never happened.
So you paid up front and then poof.
Gone.
Yeah. That sounds about
Absolutely
right.
gone. And I was the guy that used to tell everybody else, "Don't fall for it." I'm a student of Clark Howard.
So
okay,
so help people who are listening. What did you fall for, and how could they not fall for that?
Yeah, I think I fell for the fact that it was in a genuinely what's the reputable place. It was posted in a place where people do that kind of thing. It wasn't just some random post in Craigslist. It wasn't like that. It was targeted to the Star Wars toy collection audience, and I was part of that crew, and I fell for it. But I wasn't. I saw other people were liking it as well, making comments like, are all the pieces there? How does it have the original price tag on it? Is this thing for real? Is it stolen or whatever? So I saw other people commenting on it, and it made me think, oh, this is really legitimate. I got the money. I'm going to do it. So I went for it. And then, unfortunately for the taxpayer, I wrote it off as a loss on my taxes.
What do you mean, unfortunately for the taxpayer? I mean, it was a loss, right?
It was a loss. Yeah. We had to,
I mean, people can write off losses of gambling. You
yeah,
could.
that's true. That's true.
I don't hear losers of gamblers making public apologies to the public.
Yeah, you got a point there. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I say apologize what you need to apologize for when you need to apologize for it.
I once, back in the 80s, I had a cousin, and he had a really nice car. He had a new Mustang or something, or a Dodge Laser. He had this really awesome car in 1987, and I was going to prom, and all I had was this little bitty. Do you know what a love truck is? LUV.
Tell me.
So they're like probably like the first generation of Dodge Rams. It kind of look like that.
Okay.
Flatbed. Yeah,
Is this equivalent to like the idea of an Isuzu pup?
Yes. They might be related.
We used to have an Isuzu pup.
Oh, you did?
Yes, a diesel. Yes. Well, I didn't.
Oh, wow.
My family did. My father drove it. And I drove it too. I delivered pizzas sometimes and drove it at the offices. Drove it to and from the offices.
Was it a 5-speed or?
Yes. 5-speed.
Yeah. Mine was not, but I knew most of those trucks were like that.
My Geostorm was a 5-speed too, right after that.
What was it?
Geostorm.
Oh, yeah.
That was a 5-speed.
23 years. I loved it.
All right, Geo powers unite, man. I would fist bump you if I could right now.
Geo, they were made in Canada. It was built in Canada, but it was a joint venture between Isuzu and Chevrolet. Okay. That's where that whole Geo brand came from.
Okay.
But Suzuki, they also were in on the deal in Europe. So they had sidekicks. They didn't call them trackers in Europe. They called them, I think they were just called sidekicks. They had the regular two-door one, the Jeep sporty one, like the Suzuki Samurais. And then they had the sidekicks, which were a little more American, I guess. But going back to my story, my cousin, he had the Mustang. I'm gonna say it was a Mustang, and I paid him $100. I was working at Domino's. This was in high school, and I wanted to go to prom in a nice car. So, oh yeah, he's my older cousin. He's 17 or so. He's gonna let me use his car. So I waited and we were gonna trade cars for the night. He never showed up. I finally get his mom on the phone. He lives over not far from Kane, where Kane lives today in Houston. And his mom said, "Oh, he left with his dad a long time ago. They went to cut somebody's yard." I was like, "What? I'll just come see you. I'll come see you." And she said, "Well, his car's not here. I think he let someone borrow it." I was like, "What the heck?" Because I prepaid. I was ticked off. So his mom she was the relative. I mean, she was she was related to my dad. She gave me his stereo as a result of that.
Wow.
She said, "Just take a stereo. He doesn't need it." So I got it. This was days later after I was fuming and all that, but ended up going. I did go to prom, but I ended up renting a car, and my parents drove us. That's how pathetic I was. That pathetic, yeah. But
Wow.
it is what it is. But I got a stereo out of the deal.
Question. I got shift gears on you. Got notified via text that I sound echoey when I'm talking on the live stream. Is that what you were talking about? You were talking about as I was talking, it sounds echoey on the live stream earlier? Did you hear anything I said?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking to me?
Dude, I'm talking to you. What do you mean? Who
I
am I?
thought you
Am I
said,
talking
hang
to
on a
you?
minute. I'm sorry. I thought you said, hang on a minute. Somebody
No, no,
said
no,
you're.
no. I'm talking to you. I said shifting gears on you from the
Oh,
podcast. I got a
oh, I'm
text
sorry.
message from
No, you don't
my
sound
daughter
echoey at
saying
all.
that on the live stream I was sounding echoey because we got a live stream going in another floor of the house. So I'm asking you on the I don't because
Not
I can't. Yeah, I'm
Still
gonna
not
sound
you sound.
echoey if I try to monitor it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
no, you sound perfect. You sound good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Don't know what.
But again, I'm not listening to the live stream. I'm listening to you right here.
No, no. Okay. So I know I sound good right here. My question is on the live stream, what do I sound like?
Well, hold on. I'm going to mute myself here, okay? And I can tell you.
Riveting content for the viewer.
Dude, you sound fine.
You went back and played it?
I did. I mean, I just turned the
Yeah.
volume back on, but yeah,
Yeah.
you
You went
sound
back.
fine.
So I don't sound okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, it could have been something local here. I don't know. But anyway, good. So okay, back to the podcast. So we 80s podcast, right? Gen X. So I sent you what the topic is, but I came across that like I do every single day. I'll come across a topic on one of these Gen X Facebook, communities or
Yeah.
X communities or whatever. And I found an idea that suggests that Gen X is the last generation before algorithms. Now, excuse me, I've heard arguments that millennials claim to be the switchover generation, if you will, analog to digital. I've heard Gen X claim. As Gen X, I believe we were that pre part, and the millennials are the post part of switching over from analog to digital. I would argue. So, like Gen X and millennials both had to switch and learn to live to switch between an analog and a digital lifestyle, whereas boomers didn't have to, and Gen Z was born into it without. I don't think Gen Z had a real, across the board. I'm sure there's some people in culture somewhere that lack technology in the United States and they're Gen Z, but I'm not talking about that. I mean, across the board. Seems like all Gen Z was born with a device in their hand.
Yeah.
And maybe even the beginning of millennials are the pre to that idea. And Gen Z is the fulfilled full idea of that. They're born and boom, they got a tablet, phone, whatever, metaphorically. So anyway, the idea was Gen X, the last generation before algorithms. So, if Gen X grew up discovering, say, the world, say accidentally, you didn't have the internet, you're kind of accidentally discovering. You have to go through experiences to learn and discover versus watch other people's experiences or see clips real or not, see clips of other experiences. And before algorithms filtered, say, culture and information, music, media, and whatever, it leads me to one question that I hope starts our conversation, which is, are we is Gen X the last generation that experienced a world before algorithms started deciding what we see
Yeah.
and how we see it, that kind of stuff? So I don't know. You go. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you're onto something there. And putting the two together, Gen X and millennials, I think that goes hand in hand. The reason is that Generation X, we like to hold things. We bought records, we bought cassettes, we bought DVDs, we bought CDs. We like to hold things. Well, then Generation X, Gen X, they start having children. Well, we still got all that stuff, so therefore, it's kind of passed on in the house. This is what we do. Um, but then, as we get older and wiser, even I've done this and you've done this, start getting rid of things. And because of the convenience, uh, everything, convenience rules at my house. If it's convenient, that's what we're going to do. I like to think that way anyway. You might beg to differ when you walk into someone's house that's full of vintage stuff. Yeah. But that's just the way I think. And I still have uh, I do have trouble letting go of some of those formats, especially books. I know that I can go and read a book online. Okay. The Amazon created that Kindle product 15, 20 years ago. I've actually got some books that are out there, and I make more money or I have more sales on printed versions than I do the digital versions. And I think it's because my generation, we like to hold things.
So talk me through the idea of what you said. I'm onto something, right? So talk
Yeah.
me through an idea like by points. Let's say Gen X discovered culture by accident as they were growing up. What does that mean? I guess from my perspective, what I'm saying. So remember what it was like before we were inundated with so much information, when we had, say, 3 channels of TV and
Right.
radio to choose from, and then cable came on the scene, and our choices started becoming exponential until satellite TV, it became almost, it seems infinite, and now it seems infinite, with the internet, like just content and availability of content and what's in front of you, so much that we create terms like doom scrolling and stuff like that for when we just
Yeah.
get stuck in those. We get stuck in the algorithm, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
So go back and remember what it was like before the internet and before that, and then let's address that. How did you and I discover culture around us? How did we do
Well,
it?
you made me think of something that we used to do going back. And you probably did this because you and I are almost the same age. But do you remember going to the library and when you want to do some research on something very specific? I was a Thompson Twins fan. We're in America. Thompson Twins kind of came and went; they were gone. So I would always want to read articles written about the Thompson Twins. So I would have to go to the library. They would look up however they look things up, and it would be on microfiche or microfilm. And I can remember they would swap microfilm with another library, and I'd have to wait for a few days for it to come in. And then I'd take it to their machine, and their librarian would load it up for me and scroll it, and we finally see it. And I loved it because you could actually press print, and it had a print feature, and out would come the piece of paper, and then you owe like 75 cents or whatever it was back then. But that uh, as far as when did we discover culture, I don't know if I discovered it. I think we
Okay,
kind
well,
of
so
helped
how is
we
culture
shaped it.
revealed to you as from an youth to an adolescent? Like, did your parents teach you quote unquote culture? And I guess what I'm talking about is Gen X culture. Obviously, your parents didn't, because they were from a different culture.
Yeah,
And
but my parents were not that strict, so they allowed we had autonomy
Mhm.
and freedom to like what we wanted to like. My brother listened to Ozzy Osbourne. I'm listening to new wave stuff.
I
You know,
guess it
and
would
we
yeah, I guess it would be something like this. If your, say, dad sat with you and said, "Hey, look, Thompson twins are great," and you guys bonded over Thompson twins, I would argue that would be him probably introducing the Thompson twin culture to you. Say he did that, not yeah, sorry, I didn't say that first. Let's say he started listening to Thompson twins and then he
yeah,
said, you hear him listen to it and you're like, "Hey dad, what's that?" And you two start talking about Thompson twins. Boom. There's the connection. That's the dynamic there around that song for you and your dad in that
yeah.
scenario, right? So, but devoid of that, how did you learn of what music to listen to? How did you know what to watch that form that you then decided, "Hey, that's information I'm going to frame how I see the culture of how I'm growing up. Who am I in this thing and what does it look like?" I'm not saying we really thought that way then. I'm saying go back and remember then and try and look at for evidence that say we accidentally discovered things versus coordinatedly discovered things like through a Google search.
Right.
And you're bringing up a point. So if you want to do a book report, you had to go to the library, or
That's
you had
right.
to look in, maybe you had the Funkawagnall things, right?
Cliff notes or
Or
something.
Cliff Notes or whatever, right?
Yeah,
But that,
I bought
or
those.
you look to a source, a personal source that you trusted solely, that you were going to take notes, write an essay about it, and that was going to be your source, that personal source, right? Something like
Hmm.
that. But that was pretty much it. You didn't have pretty much until more media comes out. Now, let's say I say that's pretty much it. Let's take that, I would argue, 70s into the 80s. Let's go 80s into the 90s pre-internet. I don't know. I'm not sure it's even easier to research at a high school library in the 80s to the 90s pre-internet. It looks all the same to me as I remember.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So
I
if that's true, we slowly started grasping how we were looking at our I say culture for our generation. Whatever that means. Our music,
okay.
our look, our sound. Did you dress like other people in quote unquote typical 80s fashion? I don't know. And what does that mean? Does that mean typical 80s fashion where? Like a Valley Girl typical 80s fashion or a Southern Rock typical 80s Dukes of Hazzard fashion or a, a, a Gordon Gekko Wall Street yuppie typical fashion or a Jeff Spicoli surfer typical fashion? So I get it that typical fashion is going to be like geographical throughout the culture and that sort of stuff. I get that. Linguistically, it's going to be regional too. Like different terms used in the 80s, like Valley Girls. You didn't quite see that
Yeah.
in Gwinnett County, Georgia at the same time,
No. Right.
So, but it transcends, does it not? Once the movie comes out, Valley Girl,
Oh, of
then you start
course.
hearing it at the mall
Oh
or
yeah.
whatever.
Definitely.
Yeah, right. So, okay, see how that culture is either observed and or adopted by an individual? It would need those kind of factors, like it has to blow in from California somehow, like from a movie or a friend or something, and then it's get observed, and then someone decides, yes, that's me. I'm going to do that thing.
And I think where I discovered this, now that you've kind of brought this home for me. I think that I made the big discovery was at the mall, when at Place Mall. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't have a lot of money in my wallet, but I loved to people watch. I used to watch people. You see the best looking girls, best looking girls would be at the mall. You just walk around, that freedom to walk around and
Stalker.
smell the food court.
Yeah.
Like go to the record bar, Camelot music, and flip through the cassette tapes and the CDs. I love that, man. I miss those days. Michelle and I went to we were in Pensacola around Christmas, and oh, it was when I was taking the real estate exam, and she found a mall, and she was so tickled that she found a mall that actually was decorated for Christmas inside. They had the Santa Claus, had the running stores. There's Hot Topic and one of the bookstores, Walden or something like that, Barnes and Noble, and Bed Bath& and Beyond or whatever. So they had all those stores, and she said it was like going back in time, like time is frozen. And she's actually told me, let's find an excuse to go back in Pensacola because I want to take you to that mall.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so I guess the big question, as I would say, macro question is, how did a person in Gen X, born in the requirement, whatever those guardrails are, how did that individual first observe, understand, and then adopt pieces of culture to themselves, whether it be music you identify and listen to
Yeah.
over and over again, whether it be a fashion as you took on as your own statement or expression, and that could be hair, clothes, shoes, accessories, cars, whatever. um, and I guess, let's see, music, fashion, I would argue, what kind of media were you consuming? And then the conversation would go, well, what of your culture did you assume from movies, TV, radio? And then I'd go region, your house, where you grew up, your family, and who your friends were. That's probably the hugest one, your friends.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
But
largest, that's the largest influence set would probably be for a child to adolescent. That is going to be the friend circle, whoever those may be, or lack thereof, you know,
yeah,
lack
because
thereof would make
many
you
of us,
grasp in different directions. Probably. You know what I mean?
I do. There were several people that rode my bus when I was a kid, and I got the feeling their parents didn't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
I went to Decula schools, and it was very rural at the time. I mean, there might have been like one gas station slash grocery store. I don't even think there was a restaurant there. You had a railroad track that cut through town, and there was this tiny bridge, and that was pretty much it. And there was no scene on Friday nights or anything. But come Friday nights during football season, the big thing was to go to the football game, and that's what we would do it. I really, as a Southerner, I love football. I can't play it, but I do like, and I enjoy it. I'm not. It's not a religion with me though, like it is most of my family. But sticking on topic here, I think that movies, for me, as much as I love music, and that's where my heart is, but I think movies has a lot more common denominators with people than music. Music is separated into classes, whereas I think movies, whether you, uh, I, I just think that you have a little bit more tolerance and um, what's the word I'm looking for there? Maybe you're a little bit more. You don't have any. You use the word guardrails. You don't have so many guardrails when it comes to films. I don't. We
Hmm.
we all saw the same horror movies. Friday 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. Saw the same horror movies. We saw the same comedies, whether it be Stir Crazy or National Lampoon's Vacation, any of those type things. But that's you to me, movies was always one step ahead of life. It seemed like with the cars, Magnum PI television is another medium. Oh, it was a different world, especially for us growing up in the country.
Yeah. So you covered some. We got a small list. I came up with a small list while you were talking of
Okay.
ways we discovered. And I'm using the word culture for everything around us, right? In our
Yeah.
generation, right? We flipping through channels on TV. That's one way mechanism,
Yeah.
right? You'd come across different stuff. Maybe you'd see something you hadn't seen before. You're like, what the hell is this TV show or whatever? Or you're trying to get the squiggly channel, tune it in, channel
Oh yeah.
47, tune it in.
Right.
Yeah. Random radio songs. So you're listening to the radio in various ways, like you're driving across the country and you're switching, the radio uh, stations would switch on you and you might be exposed to music you've never heard before, whatever. Um, Wandering record stores, as you mentioned, records and CDs and posters for that matter. You know, you're in the music store and you're like, who is that? Who? A Rat? I never heard a Rat. Or I heard my older brother talking about Bon Jovi. Oh, that's what they look like. You know, whatever. Video rentals browsing, that one we know intimately.
Yes. Yes, I forgot about that.
Think of how many times you just pick, and I know I did this. I talk about it all the time after delivering pizzas. I just go trade a pizza for a couple of rental movies, but I'd spend about 30 minutes just perusing the VHS sleeves.
Yeah.
Just kind of looking for movies I hadn't seen before, kind of looking who's in them, what the theme is, you know, the plot and whatever. So to this day, I have all this useless knowledge. Like you have so much knowledge on music. I have all this useless knowledge of movie and like an IMDb because of all those sleeves all the time. I know that's why. Yeah. Now, I wish I could monetize that.
Yeah, that's impressive. We need to get together and go play trivia.
Or we should start a podcast kind of game show that maybe has music or music videos type thing. And then, you know what we could do? We could then have like a scavenger hunt while the community that we build, you know, like we're building one here of nobody on DWO, you know, that big community we could build on this game show. And then they could play along and find what you give a clue on, and people could win cash and prizes eventually. And we just build a culture out of that. And that's the game show culture. Oh, by the way, that's called the Retro Current Show. That is going to be Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And stand by and keep looking for that because it's going to come out every Friday night. You're going to see me and Jeremy doing a game show the best we can and building that into the world's greatest online game show is what it's going to be.
And if anyone wants to see what culture was really like in the 80s, and I use the word really because as we saw on our first pilot of that show, we had a big variety of music videos. I mean, one of them told a story. One of them was girls just pogo dancing, and then we had some nice graphics that were set to a funky rap beat. It was just you want to get a good taste of it. You didn't like the music, that's okay, because you're not going to hear it on our show. We can't play it. But what we can do is watch these videos, and that's what the show's about anyway. So it's the music videos.
Cool. Mid-roll plug done for the Retro Current Show. Back to DWO. I left off at wandering. Video rentals, right?
Yeah.
Then let's see. Magazine articles, TV guide, that kind of stuff. And then ultimately word of mouth, bigger brother, you know, older brother, friends at school, whoever. You had this teammates, if you're playing sports, word of mouth, right? So that's basically, in a nutshell, your mechanisms before the internet. Enter the internet and the world changes, obviously. We're in the information age more than we were before. And that's Gen X had to mold with that. And so did millennials, I would argue. You know, they could be born into the non-internet and then kind of at a young age be forced in preschool, elementary school, or whatever into the internet age and everything. So they would have had to shift as well, or whatever. Or what if someone had parents who were like, screw this technology shit? I'm pretty sure this happened a lot. Gen X parents too. Gen X parents going, you know what? I just don't jive with technology that much. I can send an email, but yeah.
My dad wouldn't have a clue how to turn a smartphone or a computer.
There you go.
Never had to.
There you go. So I will argue a logic point, which I can't prove is logic, but to me, this is just assumed logic, right? So it's fallible logic. If someone wants to fight me on this and prove it otherwise, I will listen. But since we can talk about ourselves like that, and we can observe ourselves in a culture, and we can acknowledge the next one, millennials, and then Gen Z, and then we can look back at boomers and the silent generation. My statement is that the further you go back from Gen X, the slower it took for people to morph in the form of where I'm at in culture and who I am in that culture. It was slower, but it was more probably compartmentalized. You didn't have a lot of options of observation and choice. So it was easy to just kind of pivot, choose, but what that choice means was over a longer timeline than it is now. If you just post something and it goes viral and the world tears apart, that's instantaneous. You see what I mean? Compression of time of what,
That's true.
compared to the two. So if you go to Gen X and go kind of looking at a scale, if you're looking at it with me, and you go left is antigual times, you go right is into the future, then everything left of Gen X, because I'm biased, because I'm Gen X from this perspective, I can say everything's slower to progress with that manner. And then post Gen X to the right and into the future, who knows into the future with AI and whatnot, but it gets faster to the point where it's instantaneous. And I don't know what can go past instantaneous, you know what I mean? But maybe multi-instantaneous from all different angles and all different, thoughts and stuff in the future. I don't know, but anyway, so we're kind of that song stuck in the middle with you, that kind of thing, That's how I see Gen X presented with technology in our generation, and then how we've gone through that technology to where we're at today. We're still in the internet. A lot of Gen Xers can navigate. I mean, I've been on since Netscape and before, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like the beginning of the internet, if you will. I remember purchasing at the bookstore the internet yellow pages. Do you remember that? Before Yahoo was even a thing. Yeah.
That's right.
And I think Yahoo came out with the next one. I think Yahoo published something, and then you had Jeeves and all the search engine that came out, and then Yahoo reigned supreme before Google. And I know I'm leaving out some, but that's kind of how I remember.
GeoCities. Remember GeoCities?
Angel Fire,
and
GeoCities were
Major Domo or something.
Yeah, Major Domo. Those were all like AWS is now. They were like hosting.
Yeah,
something like
Major
that.
Domo was for group bulletin boards, if I remember correctly.
And there you go. What the difference? Okay, look at this on a timeline. This should blow your mind. What is the difference on a timeline between the written word in the English language? Okay, just whatever that first day was. The first day a person wrote an English word and sentence and could communicate it in writing, whenever that day was, okay, all the way up to email. What's that timeline look like? Okay.
Wow.
Okay, that's a long timeline. Okay, I have no idea what that start date is, but I'm venture to say it's before 1700s. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly, right? So let's just, for sake of argument, let's just say 1700s is when that started, okay? That idea, okay? That's when the first American wrote the first American phrase on a piece of paper somewhere, okay? Because that's how they did it. They wrote it on a paper, parchment, whatever, right? A medium like that. They didn't have a way to record it like a audio phone or a microphone or something. That came later, right? So from that day, that first phrase was written until the day the email was sent, I'm just going to call that 300 years just for the sake of the argument, because what's going to happen after is crazy. So look at the timeline from email to social media posts, though. How fast of compressed time did that timeline happen? Because those are two different, think about it, those are two different concepts of sending information. One is like traditional pen to paper, and then you mail it. It's just you're skipping pen and paper and the stamp and the mailing process, and you're using a digital server post office, if you will, and it delivers your mail to this mailbox digitally. Someone goes, oh, I have mail. Here's the noise, clicks on it, and then reads your correspondence, the digital format of it, right? So that's different from you going, this is funny, post. Those two ideas are different. One, you're trying to hone an information to a specific entity. The other one is catch all, right? It's like a fishnet. It's like, I hope the world sees this. I hope I go viral or whatever. Yeah. That timeline, now compare that timeline from the first written word on paper to the email, and then that timeline from email to the first social media post. Now go from the first social media post to the first VR whatever post, right? Virtual reality post. And then go from the first virtual reality post to another form of the first AI bot post. All
Yeah.
those timelines, if you examine them, they get shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter and shorter until what? Until instantaneous at infinity concept. That's what I think the AGI concept is. If we reach it, the artificially generated intelligence, that's going to be instantaneous, infinite timelines of just everything you can think of, sound, sight, production, whatever. Yeah, that's the crazy part. So let's go back to Gen X now. We could never foresee that coming. We would have thought we were crazy. That's space. That's Star Trek ideas, right? When we were young, Star Wars and Star Trek ideas with information. But yet we've realized a lot of those in our life. We watched movies and TV when we were young with communication devices that people talked into, and now we have smartphones. And before that, we had similar kind of. Remember the flip phones or whatever that you could click to talk, like walkie-talkies? Remember the phones? You could do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
instantaneous talking, like a walkie-talkie kind of concept, And now, remember when we were kids, we thought, oh, one day there's going to be a camera and you can video talk. You don't need to dial a phone until we got that. We're doing that right now.
Yeah.
And now we're broadcasting it to the world live. We don't even know if that's crazy.
I think I think it's human nature. Every generation becomes bored, and with whatever it is we have, same old television shows are boring. I wonder what this generation. What generation are we on now? Is it
You mean the newest? I want to say
the
there's like
newest?
a Generation Alpha and something after a Generation Alpha.
Okay, I don't know.
Maybe a
They're
Bravo, Generation Bravo. I
post
don't know.
Gen Z is all I know.
Yeah.
The post Gen Z. What could possibly come next that keeps them focused? If they're already if information is instantaneous today, they know culture is right in their right at their fingertips. Everything that they could want. I mean, you go to AI, you've shown me this. You go to AI, you think of something, if you can prompt it correctly, it will create something very similar to what you've envisioned.
Mhm.
We've never had that. That's powerful.
Yeah.
I've never had that kind of power. If I could draw things, I would have drawn the things that I think about, but I don't have that kind of power. So I just wonder what could possibly top their interest moving forward after all that's happened in the last 2 years.
Well, go back to 1982 and then tell me a pitch for an email. You're not going to because you can't conceive it.
No,
Okay,
true.
go to 1990 and pitch the MetaQuest 2 goggles. You can't because you have no frame of reference of what meta and virtual reality is yet. So we're in a time right now where it just so happens, this is my observation, the technology moves so fast, the timelines compress so much now that it's a full-time job to stay on top of
Yeah.
where you're at and what all the potentials are, the capabilities of where you're at. And I think that's exhausting to people who, the
Yes.
idea is exhausting to people who have a regular 9 to 5 life and kids and
Well,
you don't have the bandwidth to process all
as
of
a
it.
project manager, whenever I'd come onto a new company and I have to learn their new system or whatever, everybody's got their own little information systems. I got to the point where I didn't want to learn anything else because I made up my mind if I have to chase technology, I'm never going to stop running because it's just constant,
Yeah.
one after another. So finally, I had to focus on let's just take the general principles of project management and let's apply them to whatever direction the client wants to go. Some are very traditional. They want to plan, plan, plan. And then there's others that we don't want any documentation. We want to sprint in iterations. In the iteration, we'll make improvements and just keep going. And that's how the best products are built anyway. That's just my opinion. It's
Yeah.
hard to plan for things you don't know, and the unknown. It's
True.
expensive too.
I believe in doing risk mitigation thinking, but not dwelling in risk mitigation so it keeps you from taking task steps.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that is part of the process. We'd look at strengths and weaknesses, or strength and weaknesses. I said witnesses.
Witnesses,
Strength and
Your Honor.
weaknesses. that kind of thing. There's a chart that you use, and I forget what it's called, but
Yeah.
that's what it's based on.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
yeah.
that's a lot like accidentally exploring your culture, right? Um, as I like to phrase it, accidentally exploring. Because remember, I went down the list. You're flipping channels. You're perusing magazines. It's word of mouth. It's random. It's chance. It's not. It's not. You're not honing in on a search of anything. All the
No,
data is coming
it's
at
coming
you, and you're
to you.
just grabbing the
Yep.
piece that intrigues you, or the pieces, and then somehow you're frameworking that into understanding. Somehow you are, right? For instance, anecdotal. A friend of mine in like middle school went to like a. I think I've told the story before. Went to like a military academy for a year or whatever, and then came back. And I knew of him before he left, but when he came back, it seemed like me and him hit it off and became friends. And he had music, and he was talking. I forgot what we were talking about music, but he said, "Hey, have you heard of whatever?" And I'm like, "No." And it happened to be Alphaville, and I'd
Oh,
never heard
cool.
of Alphaville. And he's like, "Hold, I'm gonna bring you a tape." Made me a mixtape, right?
Awesome.
Drew hearts on it and flowers and everything. No, I'm just kidding.
Neat.
But made me a tape of just a bunch of new wave stuff that and I'm like in seventh grade, sixth or seventh grade, whatever, however old that is, right? Maybe even fifth grade. I can't remember now, but it's right in that era there, and that's when I heard Erasure and the Smiths and the Cure, and so I got it randomly from him, just a chance, and then I found out by asking or kind of probing questions and getting into conversations. I found about, remember the Athens radio station that did the alt broadcast?
Uh,
88.5 or something like that. I
oh,
can't
well, Georgia State had 88.5, but they also UGA had one as well. I can't
So
remember their call
yeah, so
letters.
there was a broadcast coming. It was like 88 something or 88.7, 88.5,
Yeah,
whatever.
they're always left of the dial, way
Right,
left.
and that's when I started hearing some of those similar kind of bands and music, because I already had the MTV, I already had the Ozzy Osbourne, the Iron Maiden, the Judas
Yeah.
Priest. I already had the pop stuff, the Michael Jackson, Madonna, all that kind of stuff, Um, and then later I discovered blues by accident and found I really like that guitar blues sound. Like I
Cool.
heard several, I found a tape that someone's dad had that was labeled something, and I thought it was like comedy, like Eddie Murphy or something like that. And turned out that was blues music. Just listened to about 3 tracks of it, and then that became, I used to make like my own mixtapes, and I would mix like a blues song in between some new wave and some
Oh,
other
really?
stuff. And dude, I had this system where from when young, where I had a you know how you had headphones, and you could take the headphone off and you just got the little spongy round part on the wire.
Yeah,
I took the spongy thing off, put it under a pillow, and then when I went to sleep at night, I turned the thing on and only I could hear it through the pillow. I lay on my side and listen to
cool.
music going to sleep.
That's ingenious.
I don't know if it's ingenious, but I'm sure many people did that. But that's what I did to listen to music, so it would just like resonate through the pillow while I was laying sideways.
Nice.
So anyway, I'd make a tape. I'd make a tape and listen to it, and blues was in that. And this is all like before I'm in high school. So, but I didn't really like fall into genres deep until probably like after high school. I started listening to more things outside of my tapes that I had. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then it started widening and widening. I started listening to punk, that some sounds I heard before. I was like, oh yeah, that Ramones song. I like that. That punk kind of that New York punk sound, or New Jersey New York punk sound. But yeah, so I just described to you, all of that is passive intake if you think about it. I couldn't orchestrate all that. Now,
Right.
fast forward to today, you can go, hey, have you ever heard of the blues? And I'm like, no. You're like, hey man, Google it. And I'm like, okay. And I Google the blues, and I'm sure I'll find all about it. Or you're gonna be, hey man, let me just send you the song. You send me a song from Spotify. I click on it, instantaneous. Right. And infinite in the sense of I can go, hey, Spotify, I like only this music, only play blues music. And my algorithm will probably mainly only show me blues music, you know? When have you ever
Yeah,
had that capability?
back in the 80s, we didn't have, like you were saying, that's a good point. Yeah, we stumbled upon these things,
Yep.
but we weren't choosing them. We weren't actively seeking them because it was impossible. You could watch, yeah, we loved MTV, but you didn't get to decide what videos to watch. There might have been one opportunity where you could dial a number and you and everybody, every other kid in America is dialing it and it's just getting a business signal to request a video, but that never happened. Um, yeah, like you said today, I think that and everything is instantaneous to me today, and I like that. It was so convenient. It almost feel guilty for because things are so easy today. But
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about so easy. If you think about this, I mean, I'm not trying to contradict you. I'm just
yeah,
bringing up this point. For every perceived ease that's constructed, there's got to ripple other problem sets that you just can't see yet, and then you eventually feel because you're on the high of the solution or whatever. You just cannot see the minute negative ripple from the solution
yeah,
yet, or the choice
culture
or the
right.
whatever, right? So, but anyway, getting back to what I was talking about before about all the things how we passively took in versus directly. I'm curious from you, like directly, what is there something you discovered completely by accident? Let's say it's in the 80s from 80 to 89. It could be of any part of culture, anything. And that discovery changed your taste in something, say. Anything jump
Um,
out at you?
yeah, I think probably fashion, maybe. Whereas before I was, you know, I wore whatever my parents bought me and put it in the closet, but I made some discoveries, and like you said, probably through television, movies, and at school, there was always a couple of kids that were one step ahead. Uh, I remember begging my parents. I wanted some. There was a brand called Asahi. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, I do. Those are shoes,
ASAHI.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Asahi's.
wanted a pair of Asahi shoes. I don't know why,
Thick
but
laces? Were you going to put thick laces across?
I probably would have. Yeah, if that was the fashionable thing to do, sure.
You remember thick
But
laces?
I never did. No, I don't
But you
think
don't. Do you
so.
remember thick laces?
Yeah, I do.
That was a
I
whole thing, man.
Yeah, that to me, the whole thick laces thing was mainly toward people that could ride bikes and skateboards, and I was not really one of those kids.
And the emerging rap scene.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
I would argue, well, not pre hip hop, but you know what I mean, pre 90s hip hop. That
Yeah,
Run DMC look, that kind of how shoes would be like Adidas shoes, Puma shoes,
yeah,
whatever. You do the open posture with them, or you'd
open
have
posture, right?
yeah, or you'd have thick laces, and there was all different kinds of patterns you could do these thick laces, and
Yep,
and they
yep.
were red and blue and multicolored and stuff like that. And I
Very
remember that.
unconventional.
Yeah, I remember that being a huge thing. Now, I don't. It seemed like it was a huge thing for a long time. Right now, as I'm talking about it, but I bet you if we jumped in the Wayback Machine and looked at it, it was a short fad, you know.
Yeah.
And it made popular probably in the suburbs to the white kids by like listening to Beastie Boys and linking to probably I don't know. I'm trying to go sounds how you would discover it. Maybe you probably wouldn't first get say Two Live Crew. You'd probably hear Beastie Boys around you. You'd probably hear what's another
Um,
rap?
LL Cool J, maybe.
LL Cool J because
He
he'd
wore
be on
some
the
cool
radio.
threads
Yeah,
back in the
Ice
day.
T.
Ice T, yeah.
Um, you might have
I
caught
like
the
Kid and Play.
80s. Huh?
Kid and Play. Do you remember Kid and
Yeah.
Play?
Yes.
But, that was kinda like in early '90s, late '80s, early '90s, Kid and Play. Very
That's leaning towards Fresh Prince. Then you get Fresh Prince. You know that after that
yeah,
Kid and Play
it's
thing.
leaning toward that,
Yeah,
but
yeah. And then when you're around Fresh Prince, you're in a Martin era of fashion and Fresh Prince or what? I guess you're in the 90210 fashion or you're in
yeah,
what? What's another I'm sure there's my so-called Life, right? Or what's it called? My so-called.
So-called life. Yeah, I think that was a show. I never
Wait a
watched it.
minute, that's Natalie's show. My so-called Gen X Life. Isn't there a show on MTV? Yeah, where
I think
my
there was.
my
I
so-called
know our
like Claire
listeners are
Danes.
cringing. They're yelling at us, but I think there was one called My So-Called Life.
Who's yelling at us?
The listeners in time in
Oh,
the
in
future
time,
they're
yeah,
yelling at us.
yeah. A year from now, when 7 people watch this episode, yeah,
Yes,
they'll get to this part and they'll go, "Claire Danes, you idiot!"
turn
And the
it
guy,
off.
the gay guy, and the Ramones song, and yeah, and Jared Leto. Jared Leto was in My So-Called Life, right? Is that what it's called? Dude, we have the intrawebs in front of us. Why the hell are we not searching? See, I'm showing you. We're Gen Xers. We're waiting for it to passively come to us. We're just talking
Yeah.
about it. We don't think to jump into the intrawebs and fucking ask the question, right? Like we should.
Well, I can say I never watched the show, so I'm not.
But you know the
guilty
show
of
of which I
forgetting.
speak,
just
right?
didn't know. Let's see, I'm looking this up.
I'm not trying to get wrapped around the title of that show. That was just an example. But
It was My So-Called Life. Yep,
it's My So-Called
American
Life.
drama series,
Huh.
and it was on from 30 years ago. This week it debuted. So
This
it
week?
didn't start till 95.
Uh-oh. I'm a poser.
Yeah.
Well, that's a Gen X thing. That's not
Yeah.
an 80s thing then. Well, no, it is. It's 80s kids grown up watching that show.
Well, that's true.
I mean, it's not like what year you said, 94? It's not like a 3-year-old is fucking watching it, you know? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
F-bomb. Sorry for the F-bomb, kids. PSA.
Sorry.
Don't listen to me and talk like me. Just listen to what I say. That's all.
Let's see, 89. Yeah, I was watching Alf and Blossom. That's how
I never
pathetic that was.
watched those two, really. I mean, I know of them and I know about
Yeah.
the shows, but I never watched. Why did you watch? What was it about Blossom that drew your attention?
It came on after Alf. It
Okay.
wasn't a great show. It just came on after Alf.
And there wasn't a lot of choice then. There really wasn't.
No. And you got to get up to turn the channel. I probably had a remote, but you remember the remotes were really big, and they would click when you would actually press the button. There was like the clicking sound,
I
as if
remember.
there's some mechanism inside where you see the little guy who's having to turn the spokes of the wheel.
How about the remote controls that are on a big wire, thus negating the term
Oh my
remote
God.
control, right? I mean, isn't that stupid?
The cable.
It's just a device connected to your other device. That's all it is. It's not remote control.
I'll tell you a show that I did like. Since I don't mean to go off on television like this. I know this episode is not about TV, but I used to really like the Valerie, which became Valerie's Family, which became the Hogan family when she got fired. God rest her soul, Valerie Harper.
Valerie, is that Harper Valley PTA Valerie lady?
No, she was never on that. That was Barbara Eden.
Oh.
Valerie Harper was on Mary Tyler Moore back in the 70s. Then in the 80s, she got her own show. It was called Valerie. And then it was called Valerie's Family because she had a contract dispute in the middle of the I believe the second season. They fired her. And so they changed the name just to Valerie's Family. And Jason Bateman, who's a big producer now, director guy.
Yeah.
He was on that show.
I know the one you're talking about. And isn't so that Valerie's not Valerie Harper?
That Valerie is Valerie Harper, but
from the song Valley Harper PTA?
That was Harper Valley PTA.
Or Harper Valley PTA, yeah.
Was the name of a town.
Okay, I see why I conflated those two. Yeah.
Yeah. I was starting to get confused myself.
Well, I'm really good at that. I'll confuse you if you let me. And if you don't let me, I'll still confuse you. Okay, so
yeah, go ahead.
No. We were in a great conversation about you when you first observed something that changed your taste, and take me back to that. What were you? I forget what we went off rail. What were you talking about?
Well, I was talking about fashion.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So fashion is kind of made me aware that there's bigger things out there. Yes, I like the music, but again, who's playing my music? Nobody hardly. Like you said, you have to go find. Yeah, I would have to go find it on to the left of the dial, 88.5. 88.5 at Georgia State was the first station in the United States to play Tears for Fears. They also played Sean back in the 90s. What was the guy's name from Atlanta? Sean Mullins? Is that his name? He had those.
Rockabye.
Yes. They played his stuff too first.
Mhm.
But anyway, so my point is that fashion was something I could see. It was tangible, and I could see the way people were dressing. And if a guy looked really like he looked really what's the word I'm looking for? He looked really influential, I guess. Yeah, I would like to look like that guy, and the way to do that is try to get my parents to buy me some Asahi shoes or something.
Yep.
Something silly. Looking back now, it was just silly, ridiculous. It was so shallow, but
But it happens now, I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure of it. It probably happens faster now because there's social media influencers probably pushing fashions. There's more independent musical artists who can just put their own video out, say, in a moment to potentially influence fashion
Yeah.
through music or whatever. Whereas we had to wait for it on MTV, man.
Yeah, I had to wait for it, right?
Yeah. Or cable access. I would argue that was the next form. If anyone ever got into cable access and there was some maybe weird show, like Tom
Oh,
Green kind of show in a basement type thing, you're getting that.
don't you wish we could go back and that time and all those channels and those shows that were on like that were what they call like a B show, B-rated show, or there's a term for that where they're kind of underground, the cable shows. I think Wayne's World did a great job of mimicking all that. They
Oh
really
yeah.
did. I was gonna say, a couple of days ago, I was flipping on YouTube and I came across something, and it was so good. It was a 1985 um, episode of The Tonight Show. Johnny Carson was not there, but uh, the lady, what's her name? Let's Joan Rivers. So Joan Rivers is the host, and it's Halloween 1985. Listen to her guest list. This is amazing. She had David Lee Roth, who had just left Van Halen. And what a nice guy. I mean, the guy was just, I felt like I met a friend, but by the time his conversation was over, Pee Wee Herman was also there. He had just made what is it, Pee Wee's Big Adventure. He had just
What year
made
is this?
that.
85.
85.
So we did. It wasn't Smut Shop Pee Wee yet. That happened later.
No. Oh no, that happened in 91, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was still acting. He was the whole Pee Wee thing. We were in a, Pee Wee Rama or something in America at that time. But they had the Dr. Ruth. You remember Dr. Ruth?
I do. Dr. Ruth
Forget her
Westheimer.
last name. But do you know what? That lady, she was faking she was faking the accent. Everything was a fake. She was a comedian.
You're lying. Really?
No. Well, I don't want to spoiler alert. I mean, the thing's already
Too friggin' late, pal. You just
but
ripped the
yeah,
band.
she
You
I
just
was
ripped it
blown
off. Let's talk about it. Let's do it.
I
So
was blown
what?
away. She went into Dr. Ruth mode, and then
Huh?
she went into like normal American
So what'd
comedian
she
mode.
sound like when she wasn't being Dr. Ruth?
She sounded like she's from Boston.
So she pretended to be a short Austrian doctor.
Austrian doctor, yeah. Yeah. She pretend now she really was an author. She really did write about sex.
What made her talk about sex all the time?
That question you'll find out if you watch the episode. Because well, I don't know the
What episode
serious
of what?
thing.
Episode of what?
So they asked her, "Why do you talk about?
Oh.
Why did you write about sex? Because you're not really
A doctor?
specif-"
Was she really a doctor?
I think she was a doctor. She did talk about all her degrees. She had a PhD in psychology, things like that. Nothing was really related to.
But you said she's a comedian. You mean to tell me a comedian went out and got a PhD in
I'm
psychology?
telling you that. Wait till you see the episode. It was
Rogan, step it up. No, I'm just kidding.
eye-opening experience because I was fooled for 41 years. I thought that this lady was a true Austrian sex doctor, but
I
no.
thought she was until just now.
Yeah, yeah, well, newsflash,
Where
I
was
never
I? When did this information come out? When did it come out that she was faking it? That she's a
I don't know.
comedian?
It came out on that on the episode because
So
in the
in
first
85 or 4 on
85,
with Joan Rivers, it came out that she's faking it?
she never said she was faking it, but what happens is the dialect goes away, and she starts talking, "Oh, where are you from?" "Oh, I'm from somewhere in Massachusetts." I mean,
What?
it's just and you're like, "What?" I
Maybe she's
cannot believe I
schizophrenic.
have been fooled this whole time.
Yeah.
Uh, but also there's one more guest I didn't mention. Who else in the 80s do you want coming to your event on Halloween?
In
There's
the
only one.
80s,
Yes. There's
Vincent
only
Price.
no. No,
Well,
but he would be a good choice. I can
yeah.
see that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No.
Wolfman Jack.
Here's your hint. You mentioned we were talking about cable
Uh-huh.
shows earlier, like on the UHF channels, those type of shows
Mm-hmm.
like Wayne's World.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Elvira,
Oh,
Mistress of the Dark.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. Yeah.
She was on that episode. So you've got Pee Wee Herman, Elvira, Dr. Ruth, and David Lee Roth are all in that episode. And
Wow.
and Elvira and Pee Wee,
Yeah.
they've worked with each other before because of that cable scene out in Los Angeles at the time. But it's a really good episode. I'm gonna send you that link because this is I enjoyed it. I really did. It was
How did I miss
educational.
that? How did I? That's a bit. That seems like that's a big piece of information that Dr. Ruth is potentially not Dr. Ruth.
There's also some information about David Lee Roth. I bet you probably didn't know. I mean, listen to him talk and have a normal conversation that's not so zany and in your face. It's kind of cool. Like I said, when he was done, I felt like I met a friend.
I've listened to him, I think twice. I know once for sure. I think twice on Joe Rogan, and I've got to say, man, he's a bit erratic speaker. He's
Yeah.
all over the place. He's not coordinatedly. It's like
No. Yeah, ADHD, right? Hyper
you're.
ADHD.
I felt I was running to try and keep up with the squirreling, and when I felt that way, I was
Yeah.
like, "This fucker's all over the place."
Well,
Yeah.
he's gotten worse. He used to be a
I,
lot more stable.
and that's
I
why I
think.
think that's why I'm saying I think I saw him a second time, and I was like, "Ooh, it's cringy
Yeah.
watching." Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, did you ever see Van Halen with David Lee Roth?
No, live? You mean?
Yeah.
No, no.
I did. It was probably 12, 13 years ago at the at Phillips.
Mm,
And I'm so glad I did because
yeah.
I mean, there's two sides. You either like Sammy or you like David. I like both of them, I really do. But my heart is in the 80s, so I had to see David Lee Roth.
What was Van Hagar around 93, 94?
Actually, it goes back before that. It's 86.
Right. Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. So when I'm in California in the early 90s,
Yeah.
there was some event somewhere. I want to say it was in Palo Alto or something. I don't remember where. But I always called it Van Hagar just to separate it from the Van
Yeah.
Halen with Roth. Yeah. So there was Van Hagar, and there was someone, two other like bands equivalent to that. And I just remember going, I like the Eddie Van Halen sound before Sammy Hagar, I think, if that makes sense. It does. Not that it's all the same. I'm not trying to accuse that. I'm just saying it sounds like more raw and stronger
Yeah, yeah.
during
I think
the
Sammy added
yeah.
almost everything became dramatic, a lot of synthesizers were
Yeah.
used.
Yeah.
And like
But he's a
I'm
good
talking about
performer too. I
organs.
mean, his songs and whatnot. You ever hear him do the song with Meatloaf? One
No.
Tequila something. I can't remember the name. It's off Welcome to the Neighborhood CD of Meatloaf.
I
You
haven't
Meatloaf
heard
fan?
that. Oh yeah.
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 Welcome to the Neighborhood. I think that's the name of the CD. It's pretty good. So listener, I'm not going to take the time to search it. You search it. That's what we're talking about. Don't passively take this shit in. You go search it. You
I
can
know
do
I'll
it
be searching for it.
instantaneously. Huh?
If Jimmy recommended it, I want to hear it. I want to know.
You want to know? Okay. Then
Yeah.
in that case, I'm going to look it up real quick.
Okay.
I will give you the exact data right here from, well, not the horse's mouth, but from my mouth. I'll let you know. So it's Meatloaf, and let's see, it's Welcome
Sammy
to,
Hagar.
well, it's Welcome to the Neighborhood album. Yes, that's it. The first track on it's Where the Rubber Meets the Road. That's got the one I'd Lie for You, and That's the Truth. It's kind of a song that's like I will do anything for love, but I won't do that.
Yeah.
Let's see. It's called something about tequila or some shit like that. Hold on. Okay, maybe it's not called tequila. Something or other. Running Fiesta. Left in the Dark Night Drive. Shit, which one is it? Running for the Red. I think that's it.
That
Running
sounds
for the
familiar,
Red
too.
Light
Yeah.
is a song performed by. Oh, let me see if this is it. So I'm not making a liar of myself with Meatloaf. Which I probably am. I don't see. I could just say, what's the like you said? Hey, what's the song with it? Now this has got to be riveting content for a viewer watching two Gen Xers talk about what you would do in searching through Google, and then doing the search. So, okay.
It's okay.
Yeah, I know it's late. What is the song with Meatloaf and Sammy Hagar? There it is. Amnesty is Granted. That's the name of it. Amnesty is Granted. So Meatloaf and Sammy collaborated on the song in '95. And again, it's off Welcome to the Neighborhood CD, kids. CD.
From
Hagar
95?
wrote the track, providing backing vocals and played guitar on the song.
I've never owned a Meatloaf album. I don't mind his music, but I've just never had one.
I never owned one either, but I had many. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a lie. I did Columbia House, dude. Columbia House CDs.
Oh yeah, 1 cent get you 12.
I
Gotta buy one.
Well, I had Meatloaf there. Shout out to James. You know who you are, James. You British military guy, British U.S. military guy who got out of the military. Think you're a pastor still now. God bless. But James introduced me to the newer Meatloaf music because the last Meatloaf songs I had heard was off the first Bat Out of Hell. He introduced me to the Bat Out of Hell 2, and then I started just go, oh yeah, Meatloaf, and start picking them up. He also introduced me to Prefab Sprout.
Wow.
Yes,
man,
he introduced me to Prefab Sprout. He also introduced me to James.
James, oh yeah.
With the song Laid,
Oh, I love that
So-
song.
So like before I noticed it popular, he was already playing the song. You know what I mean? This guy. So he was originally from the UK, grew up, joined the US Army.
Yeah,
we were
both of those
roommates.
bands
Yeah.
that you cited were pretty big over there.
Yeah, so
they
he had a
may
lot
not
of English stuff.
have a lot of hits, but they sold a lot of records.
Yeah. Oh, and Aztec Camera. That's where I got turned on to
yeah.
Aztec Camera too. And a couple of others,
Oblivious.
Yeah, Oblivious and all the Wonders or Boy Wonders or something like that. And
They did a cover, Aztec Camera. The guy's name is Roddy. I forget his last name.
he's a
It's just
Scot,
one guy.
right?
What is it?
He's a Scot, right? From Scotland.
He's a Scot.
Yeah.
It's one guy, but he does. He's done two funny covers. He did a cover of Van Halen's "Jump." Actually,
Okay.
he's done that one, and he did. I want to say he did Britney Spears' "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time" years ago. So
Interesting.
yeah.
You would think he'd do Bay City Rollers or the Proclaimers or
Oh, listen to you.
yeah.
You know your Scottish music, don't you?
Well, I was going to throw another one out there, and I just Bay City Rollers.
Scottish. Yeah.
Aren't they Scot?
probably famous Scottish band would probably be No,
Oh,
they're
Big Country.
Big Country and Simple Minds. I think
Yeah.
Simple Minds are Scottish. Big Country, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. Do you know last year, Michelle and I went to that big '80s concert in New Orleans.
Mm,
Big Country were on the bill.
that's awesome,
They
man.
were very loud. The lead singer, he passed away back in the '90s. He hung himself, poor guy.
Really?
But yeah, so now you've got just members that were in the band, out of the band, and their kids are playing with them, but just not big country. I was disappointed, but I've never been a real big country fan. I mean, not
Hmm.
really. But,
Yeah, country. You know, when I was younger, I liked country like Rhinestone Cowboy, that song.
yeah,
Um,
good stuff.
yeah, I'm trying to think of another country. Well, like John Denver, I'd hear some of that. That's kind of country-ish to me, you
Yeah,
know. Um, what's it? Oh, Devil Went Down to Georgia. Charlie Daniels
Charlie
Band.
Daniels,
Yeah,
classic, classic.
yeah. And then the guy that did the Bo and Luke Duke song, the Dukes of Hazzard,
Waylon Jennings.
Waylon Jennings, yes. And then you got from that you got well, not from that, but in that adjacent is Willie Nelson. So I heard that kind of country music, but never any form of saturation or pushing it in my direction. Like, for instance, when I say pushing it in my direction, like if I rode in my dad or mom's car and they had Fox 97 on, I was listening to oldies in the 80s.
Yeah,
So that would be the 50s and 60s, right?
yeah, yep,
So and I remember, Beatles and all the different, and I remember kind of audibly fighting the sound a little bit, like I don't
yeah,
like, I don't like. But fast forward, now I'm like 20 years old. I'm listening to Beatles music. I'm buying the CDs. I'm listening to all kinds of 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, more 70s sounds, in my 20s and stuff. And that's all due to like things like Columbia House and eventually satellite radio, outside of broadcast radio and whatnot. So yeah, thanks.
yeah. I was exposed to that same type of country music myself. My dad, he had a big truck, and I remember getting in that truck, and he had the type of truck that has shotguns hanging, behind you and on the window. The
That's
rear-
real. That's real Georgia.
It's real Georgia, yeah. He was a coon hunter. I'll use that term loosely, but he
Okay.
was a coon hunter. But yeah, I got exposed to a lot of that. And now as an adult, I will find myself listening to there's a satellite station called Willie's Roadhouse, and that's what they play primarily are country music from the 70s and 80s. Good stuff, man. There's some really great melodies in there if you
It's
know where to
awesome.
look. Do you remember a band from Atlanta that were called Atlanta? Not the Atlanta Rhythm Section. There's a country music band called Atlanta, and they had a hit song called Atlanta Burned Again Last Night. Uh, this had to be like 1980, 81.
I'm not remembering it.
Yeah. I guess, you know, I, I I only know it, I guess, because of my dad. He played it, like he had the cassette tape and he put it in there and press play. But I guess not too many people remember that.
No. No, not at
No.
all. Matter of fact, on the country angle, it was the 90s, like mid 90s into the late 90s before I started really listening to Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
Let's see, who's another one I'd listened to?
Randy Travis.
Yeah, some what's the guy that's the actor with his wife, Faith Hill? What's that guy? Tim McGraw.
Oh yeah.
Tim McGraw, he has
That's
that Indian Outlaw song or whatever. I think that's him.
that.
And then Alan Jackson, he was like the last kind of country
Yeah.
dude. I go like, oh, I like these country music, and that's kind of where
He
I
had a
don't.
mullet. Jackson had like one of the worst mullets. He almost had like a Joe Dirt mullet.
Yeah, a little bit. But hey, and the retro current kids will explore this and many, many other
Hey, yeah, that sounds
subgenres.
great.
Yeah,
I'll tune in this Friday and I
yeah,
might just surprise you with one of these
yeah,
little
come.
ditties that
You'll
we're
just see
talking
me
about.
and Jeremy doing the same thing, except he'll be doing most of the talking, not me, which is nice. Yeah, which is nice for the listener. It's like, fuck, Jimmy, shut the fuck
Uh,
up, man.
hopefully
Yeah,
I'll sound better. The allergies really hit me hard today. And
yeah.
I've lived down here for 7 years this October. Or yeah. And I've never been hit like this before. I mean, I got my prescription here with me, and it's still I'm struggling.
Mm,
I
mm,
know I
mm,
look
mm.
like a zombie, and I apologize, but I'm under so
You
much medication.
you faked it very well, Dr. Ruth.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
The irony.
Everybody's
Think of
gonna
the paradox of that idea. Dr. Ruth faking it.
gotta send you that link. You got to watch this. So good.
That
I'm
is
so glad I
awesome.
did.
So, hey, we want to shoot this one in the head tonight? You ready? Or you
I
want to
think
keep
so.
going? Or you want to keep going?
Uh,
I mean,
uh,
the baby hadn't come in yet, hadn't made the curtain call. So I figured since she hadn't made the curtain call, it wasn't time to start hanging up the show yet.
she probably won't make the call tonight. She went to the doctor today, just check up, and so
Is she
so
feeling a little sick?
they took some blood. So Michelle's making up for all the pain that she went through today with her. So
Okay.
I don't think they're going to come in here.
All right. Well, we'll have to do it ourselves then. We'll just have to kill the show ourselves.
Yeah.
It's always good when we have someone else come in and like kill it for us, because that means it's like we can just keep going at high energy until someone pulls the rug out. I kind of like that, you know? Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mind. You can talk if you want, or we don't have to. It
Not
doesn't matter.
not really. I'm gonna see my psychologist tomorrow or psychiatrist tomorrow. Oh, but anyway, yeah. So, what final thought on this? Did we passively learn our culture, or did we seek learning our culture from our conversation tonight? Like, I know we sought some elements, and some elements were passive. What's the ratio? Passive to sought. What's the ratio? 80-20, 70-30? What is it?
Yeah. I think I think it was very almost like an introspection. I never really thought about how I became who I am. But looking back now, I'm starting to see all those little steps going to
Keep
the
talking with
skating
me.
rink.
You'll figure out how you became who you are.
Going to Six Flags was also big for me because where else could you go and you could see hundreds of people that didn't look like you? They looked like somebody else. They were somebody else. They didn't necessarily look like the kids in your schools. A lot of them did, but not all of them. Plus, they're very international. I mean, Six Flags is that's a big ticket item right there. You're getting exposed to a lot of things, and that's really where I wanted to be. If I
Yeah.
could have been at Six Flags every day of in the '80s, I would have been there because you had the music playing from the gift shops, you had the styles worn by kids, you had great rides. It's just what a great time to be alive in the 1980s. Unless you lived it, you will never understand it. How great it was.
Amen.
So good.
And on that note, kids, thanks for watching tonight. Even though nobody watched tonight, I just got to get in the habit of saying that shit. And
Yeah.
and we're looking forward to building this community live. We're going to be we're live every Tuesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless we're not for some reason. And stand by, man. More big guests from Jeremy. He has promised me more big guests. We're not going to tease him. He has just promised big guests. So if they never materialize, you can blame him in the future. So,
And if you have any complaints about the show,
yeah,
send them to Josh Rackley.
that's right. Send him to
Take care of
rackattack at 123 at hotmail.com. That's hotmail, MALE.com.
Hot
Good
mail,
night,
yeah.
everybody.